Well, they was right. When you married, excuse me, sorry to be eating in front of you, with a marriage license, you're not only just marrying your spouse, at least you think you are. The truth is, you've already married your spouse the day that y'all had sex. You made an agreement. But you also married the state. And the phrase, whip this ring, I thee wed, whip this ring, I thee wed, is of the state and is found in most county courthouses and many states. That phrase itself was actually published by the State Bar Association. Again, if you're going to be biblically sound, if you're going to be an Israelite, you're going to follow the faith of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David, Moses, Jesus, you got to have a separation between the two. Because the whole ideal of the state and the creation of government is to some way, somehow, is to get you to sign over your rights and your liberties and your freedoms. That's why when they say, when you go on and talk about you got your rights, you don't have no rights unless you can declare them. And many times when you say you got your rights, you have left your rights for privileges whenever you sign or you go and get certain licenses. And you move yourself from constitutional freedom, from inalienable rights, inalienable rights, over to the jurisdiction of statutory, which is state. So a lot of times when you go in these courts, you're assuming that you're going into constitutional courts. Nothing could be further from the truth. You'll enter into a statutory state whereby you have contracted with them, and that's why they laugh at you. And that's the reason why a lot of times when you go in these courts, when you leave, you feel like you have been spiritually and physically and mentally raped, robbed, and done wrong. What happened? And ain't nothing you can do about it. Because you contracted. You made an agreement with them. Be it ignorant or not. And ignorant of the law is no excuse, right? And therefore, they got you. And they did get you. And they continue to keep on getting people. And they're going to continue to keep on deceiving people. And, of course, the ignorant people are going to keep on. So that's the reason why that when you go get a license, that's why homosexuals, they can go get the same license as heterosexual people, and you can't say a word about it because it's statutory and not constitutional in nature. You know, too much of this truth is more than people can digest. I'm going to go ahead and move this series on over to Patreon, because I've already had to ban and block a few ignorant people, and I just simply don't have time for it. There are people who love the truthful content that Pastor Dowell puts out. And I really truly don't have to endure the indignities and the insults of ignorant people who refuse to exercise self-autonomy. So if you're interested, I'm going to continue this series over on Patreon, my Patreon channel, and the link will be down below. So it's the last little carrot I'm going to be dangling in front of your face right now. Now listen. Almost in everything. If somebody out of this country wanted to become a citizen of the United States of America, they basically have to make a vow. I mean, raise their right hand, say certain things. When I enlisted in the military, I left from being a regular citizen to a federal citizen, and in order to do that, to be under jurisdiction of the federal government, I had to not only raise my hand and repeat after them, but also had to take a step forward. All right. You see, when you are repeating your alleged so-called vows, and you're up in front of this bootlicking preacher who opens up allegedly supposed to be the Bible, and they start lying, because I guarantee you, I dare you to search the Bible and see if you can find, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to bind together in holy matrimony, such and such, so and so. You ain't going to find it in the whole of the Bible. That is something that is written up by the Bar Association, the state. And because the preacher, being 501c3, being a agent of the state, is putting you under the jurisdiction of whatever state you get married in. So when you say your vows, you believe in your mind that you're marrying just that woman, or the woman, you believe you are marrying just that man. But as deceiving and as wicked and as evil as government is by nature, they're not going to tell you, nor they're going to disclose the terms or conditions of this contract to you. You see, they know, again, that if you had an opportunity, you and everybody else out there, to read the fine print of whatever is really truly involved in the marriage license, you're not going to find it on the front, you're not going to find it on the back. You got to ask them for it, and they're not going to give it to you even at that, because they know that be you male or female, once you read that thing and you realize that when you enter into this third-party contractual agreement, that's you and your spouse, and the third being the state in which you marry, the lawyers, the judges, the attorneys, whatever you want to call them, when you marry with that license, you are not just marrying your spouse, male or female. You are marrying the state, thus giving them undue jurisdiction to the state. That's why you can't dissolve it. And not only that, the fruit, the children, belong to the state. You become a ward. That's right. That's why the guidance counselors in public school can tell you what to do with your children. If you don't, they're going to go get the state, who has the guns and the bullets, the handcuffs and the jail, because you won't comply with them, because you enter into a contract and now you're reneging and fighting against that contract. They'll probably throw you in jail and take your children away from you. Remember, it's all about the children. If it wasn't for the children, we don't care nothing about you. You already grown. You got your mind. You finished. We have got to get the minds of these children while they're young. I know. But anyway, like I said, you want to continue on with this, you got to go on the Patreon. Because I tell you, YouTube, I mean, the mindset of people today is just, no matter, I realize that people hate truth, especially if it's going to inconvenience them, because people hate change. Everybody would have you to believe that they love the truth, but when you start presenting the truth to them, then that scripture verse in Galatians 4:16 starts to come to the forefront. Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And the answer is an absolute positively yes. You will become people's enemy. They will ostracize you, and they will come up with all different types of sayings against you, because those who are pretenders, deceivers, and forsakers, they like to make everybody think that they really truly are for the truth and love the truth, when the truth is the majority of the people in this earth don't want God, the creator universe God, fooling around, messing around in their life. Because man inherently, by nature, is self-centered, self-focused, and self-absorbed. You want to hear more about this? You can come on over to Patreon. The link down is below. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day is my prayer.